Welcome back to Vegas!
Hey! Right, we pick you up where we left you last time, but we've got nowhere to stay tonight, so let's take a drive, see if we can find somewhere to park that RV. So there's parking right at the sign in the centre of the road, and this is the place for limos right here, and we've just put the RV just there for 5 minutes, we'll be alright. Right boys, in you go. Let's go find somewhere to stay tonight.
So we left the crowds of people queuing to have their photo taken at the famous Vegas sign behind and made our way towards the Strip. This is my 4th time in Vegas and the 2nd time driving the family through Las Vegas streets in a big RV. The last time we stayed at the Circus RV park right on the Strip, so we decided to head there first to see who had space for us, but driving straight down the Strip isn't the fastest way to get there. So I took the freeway and came in from the rear.
Now Circus is the only RV park on the Strip, and that's where we stayed last time. It was really handy for access to the casinos and to walk down the Strip, so that's where we're heading to. Hopefully they got some space for us.
As we pulled in, things didn't look great. It was very quiet and we couldn't see many RVs or people around.
Well, we're at the RV park and it looks closed. It's right over here and it looks empty and it's all gated.
Oh, what a shame.
It was then that we spotted an RV heading around to the back of the building, so we followed him. There we found several RVs parked up in an area at the rear, so we decided to park it up and see if we could stay here.
Well, that's got a pass in the window permit.
Too close to that guy now. No.
It does say Seagull parking only.
I know, yeah. I wouldn't be funny.
I think you're hilarious.
I manoeuvred the RV into place, jumped out and had a word with the guy we followed in here.
Right, let's see what this man has to say then.
Right, I've just seen a couple of RVs parking in the oversized parking area at the back of the Circus. The RV parking you see behind me is closed. It's definitely closed, there's nobody in there. But there's a few RVs here. Now, Jose next to me is staying at the hotel, and he said if I go to front desk, they'll give me a permit for oversized parking. He's got it for free because he's staying here, but he reckons it's $20 and I'll be able to park here. It's just on the Strip, be perfect.
So the boys and I took a walk into Circus, slowly made our way through the vast levels of the casinos and to the front desk, where we met a very nice man who gave us an oversized parking pass to go in the window.
So the guy we parked next to was Jose, and he's in 1267 Casino Tower. Now I asked that, and I've gone to the front desk, and they've asked what room I'm in, asked for oversized parking, and they've given me it for free. Brilliant, thanks Jose.
We then headed back to the RV, levelled it up on the legs and pulled out both of the sides to give us the full room inside.
So when we were shopping in Walmart yesterday, we saw this box of wine here, which gives us 34 glasses of wine, so that should last $15. So I'm not expecting much from it. Let's give it a go. Right, let's see what this is like. You know what, it's no Villa Maria, but that'll do, I'll drink that. That's not too bad. Lindsay will probably moan. So yeah, we're having a little rest now. Then we're off to Freemont Street, which is a 10-minute taxi ride away. And if you don't know, probably the 2nd most popular place, apart from the Strip, to head over to in Vegas. We've been there a few times. They've got a light show on the ceiling, and they've got a zip line that go all the way through. And last time the boys had a great fun on that, so they want to try and do that again. And not only that, it's closed off tomorrow night, I believe. And I think it's $60, and it's adults only tomorrow. So we'll go tonight, and then we'll hang around the Strip for tomorrow. Right, you're ready for downtown?
So we jumped into an Uber and he took us on the 10-minute drive to Freemont Street in downtown Las Vegas. Now, if you've ever been here and seen the Freemont Street experience, you know exactly what to expect. But if you haven't, this place will just blow your mind. The central attraction is the world's largest video screen, measuring 130,000 square feet and containing 49 million LEDs, displaying the brightest, most amazing graphics and light shows daily between 6 PM and 2 AM. It's also the home to Slotzilla, a 12-story slot machine-inspired zipline that goes the entire length of the mall.
Right, if you're going to want the zip line, you're going to want to book in advance, especially when it's New Year's Eve. At 6:30 and they can't get on till gone 10 o'clock tonight.
Oh, it's busy and buzzy, it's fun, so much going on, so much to see, and it's like an assault on the senses, there's so much to look at.
Get your mushrooms here. Magic mushrooms. You got big mushrooms?
Honey, Nacho Daddy, that's where we ate last time.
It is, when we were with our brilliant mates, Tony and Marinda.
Right.
You may remember, if you've been following us for a while, from our Amsterdam trip. That was a good video.
All right, let's go, Nacho Daddy.
We chose a plate of wings to start, followed by 3 of some of their awesome nacho dishes to share. The food here is simply amazing, as are the margaritas according to Lynn's. We then headed back out into Fremont Street, where we checked out more of the attractions and enjoyed some live music and an energetic set on one of the 3 stages by Velvet Elvis. We had all had a great night and then called an Uber to take us back to the RV.
Good morning, my love.
Good morning from sunny Vegas.
Yes. There's a little chill in the air, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I will take a jacket or a hoodie or something. I don't know. I've only got vests. Vests were the wrong choice. Damn it.
So we're at Circus RV Park. Last night went to Freemont, had a great time.
Technically, we're not at Circus RV Park. Circus RV Park is behind me, but it is closed. And look at all those electric points and pictures. There's so much, but it's actually closed for the season. Where we are is in the oversized parking. So anybody who's staying in the hotel, if you come in an RV, there is oversized parking for you here. Anyway, look at this fridge. This is not my HelloFresh well-stocked fridge, is it? We've got chicken, we've got cheese, we've got butter, and I've got some salad in here and fruit in the bottom. I'm really missing HelloFresh because I've not even got a proper set of pans in this van. We decided not to do it. But I am missing having my HelloFresh delivered. Last week before we came away, I chose 3 premium kits from the menu. One was a herb-crusted salmon, one was a chorizo dish, and one was a most delicious lamb with herb butter, garlic and herb butter. Delicious, so good. So quite often if I'm not around, even the kids can pick up a menu card and create a really good dish from scratch. They've all learnt to cook this way. For dinner tonight, I'm doing a festive herb-crusted salmon, which is sounding delicious. I was a little bit off-put by the sprouts, but you know what? HelloFresh make everything delicious, so let's give them a go. You start off stir-frying these, which is a bit better than putting them on the boil, sort of back in October to make sure they're good for Christmas Day. If you fancy giving HelloFresh a try or having a look and seeing if there's something on the menus that you might enjoy, scan this QR code here or use a link in the description, add the code ROAMING24. You're going to get 60% off your first meal kit and then 20% off your kits for the next 2 months. And they quite often send you freebies too. It's very chefy.
Now, when we said to the boys, especially George, what was one of your favourite things we did last time when we was here? And he said, just walking through the hotels, and he's absolutely right. It's my favourite thing as well.
I was going to say, I think you said that.
So, yeah, I think we're going to walk down the strip and go through the hotels and just show you some of our favourite things in the hotels, you know?
I think it's about 6 miles of casinos. Is that what I read?
It is.
Yeah.
And we were walking through the Circus yesterday trying to find reception, and we got lost. I mean, it is huge in there, and this is just one resort on the strip. So we've got the slide outs out. We had the generator running this morning. We've had breakfast and what have you here. We're not meant to be sleeping in here, but we're all right. Nobody's pestering us. Security are leaving us alone, aren't they? But right now we're all ready. Let's take a walk down the strip.
Last time we were here, our friends Tony and Marinda stayed with the boys because at 5 a.m. in the morning, Steve and I woke up horribly jet lagged and decided to come and play blackjack.
It was, yeah.
Blackjack at like 5 a.m. It was brilliant. First time I've ever played in a casino as well.
Okay, we stepped out into the strip, and the first thing that hits you is the smell of weed, because it is totally legal here to possess it and smoke it out in public, unlike alcohol. The signage here is massive, and this is Resorts World, which is brand new, and it was under construction when we were here last. Look at that. This thing is just massive. It's a series, I think there's at least 4 hotels in here, the Conrad and the Hilton and a couple of others, and it's just like a shopping mall combined with hotels and swimming pools, and it is vast. You could probably spend a day walking around here when we've only allowed a day to do the whole strip, every hotel and back. But yeah, this is one of the new ones on the strip, and it is extremely impressive, as are all of them. Well, there you go, and across the road you got lots of little stores there, and the Encore Hotel right over there, and that's huge. Trump Tower's over there.
I wonder how business there is, because he's so divisive, isn't he? I wonder if all the Republican Trump supporters, you know, go out of their way to stay there, and all the Democratic anybody else supporters will not go there. I'd be really interested to see how him being president, has impacted how busy that is.
So that's Resorts World's right behind me there, and that was a building site last time we was here, and it was just flat, pretty much like what's behind me there. I don't know what's going to be built on this one right here, but that's going to probably be another casino. So we're walking through the Encore, and it seems to be a lot more upmarket than the Circus one.
Everywhere's more upmarket than Circus.
There's a lot more tables, like you see behind me there, and less machines. And we just went past the high limits, and I said, what's your high limit gambling? And he said, well, it starts at 500 and goes to 20,000.
For people off the street, if they know you and you have a account or something.
Yeah, right.
Then
I guess the sky's the limit. But we won't be gambling here. Right, we've crossed over now to the Wynn Plaza shopping centre, which is attached to the hotel, and it's got some Breitling and some rather expensive shops in here. Again, we won't be shopping in them today, but it's just pristine, it's beautiful. Stroll down the strip and through the hotel, this is awesome. It's another posh one, and lots of tables to gamble on. Like Lindsay said, once you've seen one lot of gambling, you've seen it all really. But it's fun. It's all rather impressive. It's huge. Each hotel on their own is huge. Cartier and more shops, including a huge deal. Chanel, Tiffany & Co, Alexander McQueen, and of course a Louis Vuitton, and a Gucci, Buccellati, Ferragamo, a huge Prada. They got a Patek Philippe in there, and a Rolex shop, a Bulgari, Givenchy, Fendi, and a Moncler. And all these shops are in the mall in the Wynn. Incredible. So we're in one of my favourites right now, which is the Venetian, and the architecture in here is absolutely stunning. Look at that ceiling behind me. But we are looking for the canals and St. Mark's Square, because that is something else. Again, you've got a selection of shops like your Jimmy Choo's, Mont Blanc, and of course another Louis Vuitton.
I've got lots of Louis Vuitton that we bought in Egypt many years ago. Not Louis Vuitton, Louis Vuitton.
Michael Kors, my love. I got you some real Michael Kors.
You did?
Yes.
My beautiful bag.
And this is where it's all happening. Look at this. Beautiful. Fantastic. This is a busy area. But look at the architecture and the paint up on the ceiling. Fantastic. And of course you've got gondolas going up and down the canal. And here we have the Grand Canal with the gondolas down there and that awesome ceiling. Look at that. And all the architecture around. And we're coming around the corner and into St. Mark's Square. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. Definitely one of my favourite hotels in Vegas.
I wonder if the food here is as expensive as it is in the real St. Mark's Square, because that was eye-wateringly expensive. The coffees were so expensive.
And the gondola rides here were 39 per person.
They were.
And I think, that's bucks, and I think they're 80 euros for a boat. Wasn't it when we were there?
It was a lot.
In Venice? But there you go.
George just said that the ceiling here reminds him of the Truman Show with the fake sky.
Right.
I wonder if you could sail up to it and then just bump.
And right outside, the architecture carries on. Look at that. Fantastic. Definitely one of my favourite hotels in Vegas. Got to come and stay here one day. Everyone was getting a little peckish, so we stopped for some lunch. Harry enjoyed a Panda Express, whilst the rest of us went for a Mexican bowl at Chipotle. So again, do I want to hold anything here? After lunch, we stopped at a casino to have a go on some of the machines. I enjoyed playing a little poker, whilst Lynn's had a go at blackjack, and despite not knowing how to work the machine, she even won a couple of bucks. Are you having fun, my love?
I don't understand.
It's just blackjack.
I know the game, I don't know how the machine works.
There you go, 21, well done. You've got £2 of credit, $2 credit. Cash out.
Okay, I did that earlier. I got two. But then you get a ticket, you don't get $2.
Yay! Now go and swap that for dollars in the machine like I just did.
Oh, there's a machine for that.
Yeah. There you go, put it in here. Dispense. There you go. Money, yay! Don't spend it all at once.
I could give it back to George, he had to lend it to me.
We was going to have Ramsey's Kitchen, but it looked like it was going to be $100 a head, so not for lunch. Look at these guys. It's busy now, but it's going to be much busier tonight. And the Bellagio across the road there.
Come out of the world, touch no unclean thing, be holy as God is holy. And reconcile to God by the power of the blood, the power of Jesus, sir.
Well, it's been a bit of a manic afternoon. Everyone's had a good time, everyone's a little bit tired, and it's getting really, really busy now, isn't it?
Really busy.
So everyone's gearing up for this evening. I think we're going to walk a little further, hopefully make it to the Mandalay Bay, and possibly to the Luxor, and then maybe get a cab back. What do you think?
Sounds good. Maybe stop off at New York on the way as well.
Okay. So the boys in the Adidas store, and you're shopping for Skechers.
I am, but because it's buy one and get one half price, you should get some as well.
Show me what you got.
These ones.
And up another one of these escalators. And look at the view over here. And that leaves this end of the strip. We got the Mandalay and the Excalibur, and just beyond there you got the Luxor.
You like my new sweater?
I love it.
15 quid roughly.
Okay.
So pretty good.
Yeah, good deal, mate. Okay, we're slacking a bit now. We're 4:15, 20 past 4, which is 20 past midnight in the UK, and everyone's slacking, but we've got to stay awake. It's New Year's Eve this evening, and you guys may have just celebrated it, but we've still got a good few hours left yet with the time difference. So I think we're going to just last a little bit longer and then get a cab back to the RV and take a few hour break before coming back out again this evening. If I can get everyone back out again this evening. So we're taking another automated sky walkway from Excalibur to the Luxor. And then there is a sky tram that we're hoping to get on to take us back down towards New York.
I recently discovered that in the Luxor was a new 30,000 square foot multi-level gaming arena called HyperX. So I wanted to take the boys there so they could do a bit of gaming. You should have seen their faces as we walked in and they saw all the machines.
Excited? You want to play?
Yeah.
You're right in your queen seat there with your keyboards behind you.
Yes, this is where I control the world.
So we're in HyperX, which is in Luxor, which is a gaming area that the kids are really excited for. So they want a game here. It's $15 for an hour. And exactly, and they're all good on a workstation, so we can chill with a drink.
Yeah.
Let them play. Yeah.
And then they got really excited after we paid and walked into the main arena where they saw the setup in there with banks more gaming machines and a huge 50-foot LED video wall.
Look at that. It's fantastic, isn't it? This is where it all kicks off now. Wow, and all the gaming goes on here. Fantastic. And there's a bar up there. You guys are all set? Okay, me and your mum be up here having a drink, all right? Cheers, my love.
Cheers.
Hey, the boys are enjoying the gaming over there, so we'll have a cheeky pint or two. Hey? Start New Year's Eve as we mean to go on. How you getting on, Georgie? Let's see how these kids are getting on with their Fortnite gaming in here. There we go. How we getting on, Hez? Hey, Georgie, you all right?
Yeah, alright.
They're having way too much fun. You guys winning?
Yeah.
What's that, Hez?
I just got 4 kills.
Awesome. Okay, and who are you playing against? Huh? Okay.
Well, how things have changed since we were kids. Just to think that places like this didn't exist a few years ago, and now they're popping up where kids of today can come and play, and for just $15 an hour. I think it's pretty good value if you ask me.
Look at that for a gaming rig. And what a graphics card. Wow. Well, the boys have enjoyed themselves playing at least. Done. You enjoy that, boys?
We first saw this HyperX Stadium in a movie we watched recently called The Family Plan with Mark Wahlberg, so definitely worth a look if you haven't seen that one. It's a lot of fun, and the boys have had a lot of fun this evening as well. Right, we're going to go back to the RV now and rest for a little bit before this evening's entertainment down the strip, which is going to be manic. 300,000 people, and the strip's getting closed for it. So let's get a bit of rest first, get a taxi back now, and then start again. How's your knee, my love?
The boys didn't really have a clue where we are, so I've made them turn around and have a look and say, it's the Luxor.
Next, we decided to take the free monorail that goes from the Mandalay Bay to the Excalibur, and that was pretty full. But we managed to get on and made our way towards New York, New York.
How cool is that?
We headed downstairs to get an Uber back to the van.
What the heck, man? No way, look at this. This is sick. I love your ride, man. Look at that, them doors on this Model 3. Hey, we need an Uber, we need a lift. Can you get us to... You got one, have you? Yeah. All right, man, nice one. Only in Vegas. Right, we're back at the van now, and you might hear I've got the generator running. I've got that running because the batteries say they're down to about a third. And although propane is what heats it, you need the batteries just to circulate, because we've not been on electric hookup for a couple of days now. But when the engine's running or the generator's running, it's charging the batteries. And it got down to 5 degrees last night, and it was pretty cold, so it's looking like the same tonight. So we're going to have a bit of a rest here now. Guys had some Pop-Tarts just to keep them tied over, and probably have an hour and a half, 2 hours rest, and we'll go out to the madness that is New Year's Eve on Las Vegas Strip.
After an hour or so of rest, I put some banging tunes on to get everyone woken up and in the party mood, ready for what should be one of the biggest New Year's Eve celebrations in the world. We then headed out on the short walk to the Strip to see that they blocked off the traffic using some trailers at the junction of Treasure Island and the Palazzo at the Venetian. After grabbing a bite to eat at Burritos, we ventured out into the crowds, and it was absolutely heaving from around Caesar's Palace and down. We'd originally wanted to go to the Bellagio in the centre, but it was so packed we decided to move back up the Strip and find a less busy area opposite the Venetian, where we took in the whole atmosphere of the New Year's Eve in Vegas. As midnight closed, you could feel the anticipation of the crowds. It was an exhilarating experience, and at midnight they had a countdown on the big screens before the skies were filled with fireworks. Although we did find the lack of hearing Auld Lang Syne playing out loud to be a little strange. We all hugged and wished each other a happy new year, whilst the fireworks continued right the way down the Strip. We then started to make our way back through the huge crowds along the Strip, trying not to get split up, and we eventually made it back to the van. Well, good morning from Las Vegas. What a wonderful day yesterday was. Doing some of my favourite things in Vegas, visiting all the casinos down the Strip, and then finding that gaming lounge for the boys. They enjoyed that. And of course the celebrations last night. I thought there was 300,000 people in Vegas for New Year's Eve. Apparently there's 300,000 that come to Vegas. There's more like 500,000 that celebrate it. And boy, was it packed on that Strip last night. It was heaving. No wonder they shut it down. It was brilliant. There's no getting a taxi back though, so we had to walk back. So that was about 45 minutes back. But we're rested now. Now, we looked into flights over the Grand Canyon, taking in Lake Mead, what have you, and they seem to all pick you up from Vegas, drive you to Boulder City, and then you fly from there. Now, we're leaving Vegas today, so we don't need that. So we're going to drive to Boulder City and see if we can get a flight from there, see if we can get a better deal as well. It's only half an hour up the road. But before we go, we're just going to do a check on everything, because we've now been 3 nights in this. And last night did struggle a bit. The batteries were down. And I was getting a warning from the fridge this morning that the batteries were low. Even though it's running on propane, it knows the batteries are a bit low. So it's using some battery power for that. And of course it's using some battery power for pumping the warm air through the system. So starting the engine, starting the generator, that does get the batteries charging, and of course plugging in on electric. But we've been off grid, haven't we, with the RV park next to us shut. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to just check everything. I'm going to check the propane levels, I'm going to check the battery levels. Oh, and also we're quite unlevel ground what we're on here. So when I got here yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I had to get us on the leveling legs, and that leveled us perfectly. So must remember to retract them before we go. But let's just check the propane and everything's okay before we move on today. There you go, we're just under 3/4 full on the propane, so we'll be fine. I'm not going to lie though, I had to open every cabinet until I found the propane one. Well, there's been a few more people staying here, over there, and these guys over here. So we've not been the only ones that's been staying in the oversized car park. Lynn's has been tidying up.
I have. We've got a sink full of rubbish.
Right, shall find somewhere to dump that before we go.
This is a good little tip for you. And we do this in Europe as well. We love squash in water. We just drink more water, and I don't want to drink Pepsi all the time. So if I bring these little ones with us, I think I've got 4 for the 10 days, more than we need, I'll always drink a bit more water, which is especially in line with my New Year's resolution to drink more water. Huge thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. If you do fancy giving it a try, use the QR code here, or use the link in the description and you'll get a really big discount. Well, it's not one of those what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas videos, is it?
Hope you've enjoyed the video of Vegas, guys. Now, up to now, we've had plans. We wanted to get over here, pick up the RV, get to Vegas for New Year's Eve, and do that. Our plans stop there. Now we're going to make it up as we go along.
I've got some little plans in mind. But they're not set in stone, and they don't have a date or time.
Nothing's set in stone, so we're just going to make it up as we go along now. Yeah. All we know is we want to head to San Diego. Eventually, and then make our way up the Pacific Coast Highway to LA. Yeah. So
we're not very far from some really impressive sights though. Right. And I don't want to leave this area. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I really don't want to leave this area without having found a way to squeeze them into our trip.
There it is. So make sure you subscribe to see what we get up to next, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.